All right, looks like we are live. Let me adjust a couple of things while we're getting it up. Yeah, today we only need 16,423 people to join the stream because that sounds like a good number. Shazza, what's up, buddy? How's it going? You're first one to say anything. I'm doing all right, thank you. And let's save that. I'm just doing a couple of setup things. No name. Ugh, chemistry. Zalapi. Brody, how you doing? Isaac, what's up, buddy? So, this thing is messing. So, I believe our 7 members now, or 9. I have to check again. I appreciate that, Shazzle. A lot of people are already out of school, so you got to be getting close, Shaz. What's everybody up to? There we go. Now working. All right. Yeah, I logged off last night while I was in here. Oh, okay, I hear you. Hey, Jacob, what's up, bud? I'm glad y'all would hop in here, chat with me. Where's the ow? Boy, I got hit by a pufferfish trap and almost fell into the lava. It's not what you want to do. Ooh, Isaac, we'll holler at you later. I'm gonna have to get a boat. Ever since they changed this, so in case y'all don't know, used to on Bedrock, like up until just 3, 4 days ago, you could run on top of water, like run fast. You could not do that on Java. And even though this is a combination Bedrock Java server, if you're on Bedrock, the Bedrock rules apply, which in my case, I'm playing on Bedrock right now, and the Bedrock rules apply. There was an update, and now the Bedrock rules don't apply anymore. And my world is not loading in. This is not fun. And so you can't run on water anymore. Okay, I'm going to have to back out of here. Yeah, this may end up not working. I've been having some technical difficulties today, so sometimes that happens, you know. Let's see what happens now. Okay, it sounds a little better. I'm not gonna golden carrot. Yeah, here we go. Let's make that work. All right, so we got to keep going. Let's see, we can outswim the bad guys. John, what's up, buddy? How you doing? I'm glad you can make it back. It means a lot. And we're sinking again. Let's get across this hill here, guys. I'm doing well. A bit of pain today, but I'm not going to complain about it. It's pretty common. The church I go to is a little old bitty country church. You know, I'm in the middle of nowhere, and it's got the old wooden pews, no padding. When I say no padding, I mean no padding. And so it's those. If you've ever gone to an old timey church, you know what I'm talking about. And so sitting there, we got there early and sat around and jawed a while, and then we hung around a little bit later, and just it really tears my hip up sitting on that for too long. I'm really looking forward to when we get a new church built, because we have new pews with padding on them and storage. And so, like I said, it's more just complaining. I mean, the way I look at it, I don't know what y'all believe, but the way I believe it, Jesus suffered a lot more for us than what I suffered sitting there on that hard pew. That's what I try to kind of put it in that perspective. It doesn't make the pain stop, but I try to think about that. So my brother is learning the banjo. Can y'all hear him in the other room? He's wanted a banjo for years, and I scraped up and financed and got him a entry level. I mean, could have gotten cheaper, I guess, but I got him it was a Washburn. It was like $350, $400, but I got him that for Christmas. Um, ouch. And so he's learning. He hasn't had much time to really put to it, but if y'all hear a high pitched twanging, that's what that is. That's him trying to learn the banjo. And I have no doubt he'll master it. He's really talented when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, we've got a cousin that was a household name for a little while. My brother's the one who actually taught him how to play. I don't know. Some of y'all play it. Some of y'all may not. Some of y'all are young. I don't know if any of y'all remember Bo Bice. He came in second place the year that Carrie Underwood won American Idol, and then he went on to do his own thing. Well, he done his own thing for years, but then he went on and tried his own, got a couple albums, then he went with Blood, Sweat, and Tears for a while. Anyway, he's our cousin. And yeah, Jeff actually was the first one to teach him to play those three magical G, C, and D chords. We meet again, my enemy. Sonic the Hedgehog? That's the first I've seen this name. Welcome to the channel, Fleetwood. Fleetway. I had Fleetwood Mac on the mind. Some of these things I spit out, like, there ain't but a handful of y'all that are regulars that's going to know it. Like, I know John catch some of the references, and my enemy will, and so will Aiden when he's on here, but a lot of people are too young to know a lot of the references I make. I'm still going to make them, though. Guys, I don't know what I'm doing today. I'm listless. I don't have a plan. Yeah, check out the membership tab. It gives you instructions on how to play Fleetway. I planned these because Danny was complaining about I didn't have any potatoes. And I don't know why he didn't just plant his own. Maybe he didn't have any. And so I figured I'd grow some potatoes. And that way he can try. John, somebody, when I was trying to attempting to play the harmonica yesterday, somebody mentioned to me to get a one in the key of F. Was that you? Come here, it was you or Aiden. It was you. Is that going to sound? Like I said, I'm still musically ignorant. I'm just starting to learn music theory and stuff. And, at times I feel like I waited too long in life to do it, but I'm still going to try. Is that going to be like what? They're going to be higher pitch or lower pitch than like? I thought G was like the lowest pitch. I guess I'm just wondering where that falls. Because in my mind, F is higher than a G, but I don't know. We playing our taters. Let's go and I tell you what, I'm about ready to drag my living room chair into my bedroom where my desktop computer is, because on my desktop computer I don't have this 6-second lag. When I say something, respond, because a lot of times I'm responding to stuff where there's silence, because there's a 6-second lag. And so sometimes it might be, half a minute before something goes back and forth. And like I said, I'm tempted to just drag my living room chair into where my desktop computer is. It's also where my webcam is. If Jeff feels like it later, I may actually switch over and live stream from my cell phone and have video going and just getting to play some music. And I try to strum along with my uke or try to blow on the harp a little bit. I think I get on his nerves blowing on the harp just because I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, if it is it lower than a G? I didn't know if it was lower or not, and if it is G the lowest? Is there something lower than a G? I guess that's what I was wanting to know. Like on my ukulele, which is tuned to G C E A, I've actually got a low G string on it because ukuleles are naturally, well, your pineapple, soprano, concert, and baritone, I mean, not baritone, and tenor are naturally reentrant tuning, which means the G string is not the lowest string, but I restrung my tenor to be a low G because I like linear tuning, like, like a guitar. It just sounds right to me. Okay. Well, I mean, I think I'll try to at least be able to play the ABCs before I look at going custom. I'm trying to get myself set up on a routine to where, every day I you know, spend half hour on ukulele, half hour or more on the harmonica, and then, later in the day, try to spend half an hour on a guitar. And then if I have time, try to fit in the piano. And I know that's kind of dumb trying to learn four instruments at once. But by God, I waited till I was 46 years old to start doing this. I'm in a hurry. And so I'm going to try to learn it all. I'm not going to try to learn a lap steel, though. So, brother's got a lap steel. I got him for a birthday. And let me tell you what. That's one of those things where I saved up and had to buy the lap steel with payments. Um, I've seen the lap steel. And I was like, oh, man, you know what? I can play that. You just sit there sliding your finger around and I can make some twangy twang. Yeah, that's not how the lap steel works. There's more to it. um, I can play the bass slowly if I'm reading tabs. And so what I do is just act like I'm doing a slow rendition of whatever it is I'm trying to play. You know, the Dell version, the remix. Okay to do a remix when you do covers, right? Yeah, I'm serious. Like I'm saying that jokingly about moving my chair, but man, I'm seriously considering just because it's a whole lot better computer. And what happens is those streams do better because when people come on, they don't leave as quick because right. People come on these stream and they're like, "Oh, there's so much lag, I'm going to leave." I know your age group. I don't have to ask how. I know. Well, he plucking something back there, ain't he? You know what we gotta do? We gotta go see the villagers and make some more handshake babies. If we replant this field, we'll do that. So I've left a gap somewhere big enough for a zombie to spawn on the other side of that wall because that's got to be what we're hearing. So y'all, we just had lunch a little bit ago. I had a not healthy lunch, but you know, this is one of those if you know, you know. Are y'all familiar with Hunt Brothers Pizza? Um, they're beets, John, which are just bigger radishes, right? I mean, so around here we have gas station pizza. The main one that's an actual brand is called Hunt Brothers. And the way it works is the Hunt Brothers, you know, they're a big operation, you know, started by the brothers Hunt, and they come in and they set up these restaurants with this is the wrong way. I mean these gas stations with, you know, pizza making little pizza kitchen. And this is like sacrilege, I know, in the world of pizza fans. But with the outside of this one place called Terry's Pizza, which Terry's Pizza was the first pizza ever sold in Alabama back in 1957. Um, and that's my favorite pizza in the world. But besides Terry's, those Hunt Brothers pizzas from the gas station are my favorite pizza. No joke. I love them. They are amazing. And that's what I had for lunch today. I don't get them often. I used to get them often when I lived the place I lived at before I lost my home. Um, that used to be my lunch almost every day because I loved it. But I don't get them out often anymore. But yeah, after church, neither one of us felt like cooking anything, so my brother went and got us some Hunt Brothers. What's up, babbling along? Hey, you guys. Oh, there they are. We're gonna hang out here for a little bit because I need this little guy to grow up. And here, oh, come on, get that. That's yours. That's yours too. Hey, come here. You know, you don't. You're. That's their job to give you carrots, not mine. I don't give children carrots. Man, if it's now the little Italia ones are good, but they're not as good as Hunt Brothers. Well, Miami, you're in the South, so you definitely are familiar with them because they're mostly southern things. Y'all do the heart handshake and make another baby. See, we don't have a lot of. There's some gas station conies around here, but believe it or not, pizzas are more common than the hot dogs. And then you've got the gas station egg rolls. Oh, look, look, they're making hearts. They just did another handshake, another baby. Handshake babies. I don't know why the state wastes money on educators because I can teach all the biology right here. That's how babies are made, y'all. Eat carrots and shake hands. Oh, I don't have stuff to make chickens. So as far as bloodstream being, I can feel that. So where I'm from, it's a little community called the Morgan City Union Hill. It's in North Alabama. It's on the other side of Huntsville from where I'm at now, and we have a mom and pop barbecue place up there. And there's two of them, and they're almost identical. They've actually shared the same building before. One's called LaCroix's, one is called Walker's. And here in North Alabama, we've got a thing called white sauce. Now it has now expanded outside of Alabama, even outside of the South, because I've heard people up north talk about the Alabama white barbecue sauce. But I'm telling you what, that's another Southern saying. I'll tell you what, my bloodstream. You talk about your bloodstream was full of tomato sauce and cheese. Mine was full of white sauce, Alabama barbecue sauce. And and it's there's a couple different ways it can be made, but it's still all the same recipe, just different mixes. Oh, all the beds are over here. But the one from our hometown, man, and I dated a girl who was living a couple hours south, and she'd come up and visit her mom a lot, which lived up here close to us. But she would always either when I'd go see her or when she would come up here, she would come and go to Walker's and get herself a big jug of that of their white sauce. So now we're going to teach about chicken reproduction. The way chickens reproduce is you get two of them and you give them a seed each. See, they make little hearts because they're happy and they know it and they clap their hearts, which makes them clap their hands. So you give two chickens a seed and they tap beaks and smack chicken feet and they scratch in the sand and they make a baby chicken. And that's what people talk about chicken scratch. It's making baby chickens. Hashtag science. Oh, that's why you got so many fat people down here, John. We got tons of good food. Oh, I got a dozen of them eggs. Those are going to come in handy. So here's what's funny. The children go to sleep earlier than the adults on the villagers. How weird is that? Unless that one's still trying to get out of here to go to bed. His bed's so far away, though, he should have already broken from it. Where is he? He is still trying to. Dude, he is still trying to go back to that village to go to bed. Yeah, I got away with words, I'm telling you. I wonder I wonder if those beds are too close. The other one is saying there was monsters close by. I guarantee you, if I go out here, get in the center, I can sleep. Yeah, right now, well, most of my life, I've lived so rural that McDonald's was always at least 20 minutes away, sometimes longer, sometimes farther. I want to just pull these out where they're not, because I was afraid these were, that it was so close that it was keeping them from sleeping. Jump on the beds, you idiots. I need them to grow up. So you live out in the country in Washington State. If you're 20 minutes from McDonald's, that's about how far I am from McDonald's. I'm nearly that far. No, I'm about that far from a Walmart. I mean, our closest gas station is, like I said, it's a ways. We're pretty isolated here. There we go. Snohomish. I bet that's some kind of like native word, isn't it? Like I see someplace from Washington, and I'm like, you know what? That'd be a nice place to live. But then I remember, well, Seattle. I mean, on one hand, it gave us 90s grunge, but on the other hand, it's Seattle. Little, I mean, it ain't like Los Angeles liberal, but I don't know. I don't know that. I think I would be illegal in Washington. I think there's some. I think some of my possessions are outside of what's legally allowed in Washington. I think. I'm just hanging out in this pyramid because I'm wanting these. I don't have a. I'd plant some carrots if I had a hoe in, but I don't. I'm waiting on these villagers, these babies to grow up. Yes, it's like the biggest city close to me is Huntsville, Alabama, and for me, it's gotten too big now. I mean, it's broke over 250,000 people in the city proper now, and it's actually the Huntsville metro area is the. It went from being like the third largest to now it's the largest metro area in Alabama, which I know metro area in Alabama is kind of oxymoron, but we it's still a metro area, and it's too big. And the problem is Our roads, back when they were put into place, our parkway system was designed to handle about 11,000 cars a day. Now they're handling 500,000 cars a day, and they've upgraded them a lot, but it's still not where it needs to be. And so I avoid it like the plague. I live close to a town that has, Walmarts and restaurants and that. And we do what we can. We got a Publix that's within a half hour. It's not quite in Huntsville. Um, and so we can do that. But I said I avoid going into the city as much as I can. I just don't have the patience for it anymore. Oh, it's well, and the problem is, let's take Texas for example. A lot of my family's from Texas. Like that's where my grandparents on my dad's side were from. Um, and I still have family that lives in Texas. But Texas is a prime example. And I told one of my cousins lately, I'm sorry, buddy. Texas ain't as Texas as it used to be. Y'all just aren't. Um, Everybody fled California because they didn't like California, and a lot of them moved to Texas, Austin in particular. And now they've turned, Austin into California with boots, basically. And our problem here is it's a good and a bad thing. Bad thing. If you're upper middle class or higher, boy, our economy's been great for you here in Huntsville area. If you poor folk like me, all this progress has hurt. Because I'm at the point now to where we can actually look to be able to, getting credit fixed up enough, almost enough back on our feet to buy a place. Except with all the people that's moved here for, the new FBI building, and we've always had a lot of government jobs come here because Redstone Arsenal, it's huge. But we've had so many people move in from like the DC area and even like Seattle area, um, Detroit, Los Angeles. So many people move in, especially at the DC area, where a house that would cost $85,000 4 years ago is now costing like 300,000. And rent, don't even think about it. So trailers. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with mobile home. I don't mean a camper, but like a mobile home trailer, a home trailer. There are people paying nearly $1,000 a month to rent 20-year-old rundown mobile homes. There are people paying $2,000 a month to rent houses that are only, 1,400 square feet or smaller. Now, New York, that doesn't sound bad. You can't get a safe apartment for that. But when, like my sister's rent went from $800 to the next year, 1,300, and her rent is still $500 less than her neighbors. My brother and I were going to buy a piece of land. They are selling land out here, land that 3 years ago would have sold for $3,500 an acre. They are selling for 40,000 and more per acre, out in the middle of nowhere that doesn't even have internet service. all because of all the progress in Huntsville. And again, I'm at 30, 45 minutes outside of Huntsville, and we're still feeling those effects out here. In Huntsville, no. And it stinks is because I've got to find some place. You know, if nothing else, I got to find some land and then put a house trailer on it. I live in a house trailer now, um, but I don't own the land. And we've got to find something soon because we can't stay here forever. This isn't ours. But like I said, it's got the point to where you can't, there's nothing affordable. Man, that's going to stink. And boy, I got all whiny there, didn't I? I appreciate that, John. I'm sure, and I'm sure they will. Um, things work out. They always do. They always have. I mean, I've never not made it through a situation. Obviously, because I'm here, and that's the way I try to look at it. No matter how rough a situation or how bad the day is, good Lord's always let me see tomorrow. So that's what I'm going to keep just seeing tomorrow. That's also now why there's ads before you can watch a stream because I start monetizing my streams. But again, if they don't, if nobody watches them, but what I'm hoping is if I stream more consistently like this, people will watch them more. Also, I start doing better streams. Um, but also, I think I start uploading not just the streams. I got to get back to recording when I exercise and uploading that. And I just got to get better about my exercise too. I got this email the other day, and I'm pretty sure it's a scam. I mean, and it's not something I would do anyway, but they had to watch a stream because they referenced where I said I need to make about $30,000. And maybe I did say that in the video, but because I've got my eye on a piece of land, but it's raw land, which means I have to put in a septic tank and again, for those of you who are not rural living, a lot of places don't have sewers. So what you do is when you're like we are right here, you basically put in your own sewer, which is a giant tank that goes underground, and that's where all your wastewater goes into. Well, you know, toilet water. You don't necessarily have to put like washer dryer water in there. But you know, even with financing, it's got to come out of pocket to set a septic tank, set water meter. I mean, my goodness, they want $2,000 to set a water meter now. And that's not mentioning setting a power pole, getting the meter brought out for it. It's kind of like, wait a minute, you want me to pay you $2,000, put in a meter, so I can pay you for the water. How about I charge you rent for putting the meter on my land that allows you to monitor the water to charge me? That's how it works. You've got to pay them $2,000 to be able to pay them for water. You ever thought about that? It's like upfront interest on a loan, except that would be an illegal interest rate. Yeah. And I don't know what's worst, public utility or private utility. Because a lot of public utilities technically aren't public. If you put it in a park, you do. I don't want to live in a park. I mean, if that's the case, I don't have to. That's the case. You just pay lot rent. But I'm going to do my darn best to piece of land. I mean, I can't move. I got my bees. I can't move my bees into a trailer park. That's too crowded. But I also need to get back to growing my own food. I miss having, tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers that, I grew. But yeah, no, I don't. I'd rather have, even if I end up in a mobile home, I'd rather have it on my land. And depending on where it is, if I get, if it was back in the county where I was born and raised, it would be no problem because I'd just go rent a backhoe and we'd dig it and put it in ourselves. But some places require permits and stuff. Where I'm from, we built my uncle's entire 4,200 square foot house when I was a kid without ever pulling a permit one. Plus, I've got so much stuff. Like I have a storage shed outside, and I need double because it's full of stuff. It's too full. It's so full I can't even set up my tools. I've got a full, almost a full shop worth of woodworking tools. Um, I need to set up my wood shop. I miss having that kind of stuff set up. I want to get back into building stuff. Birdhouses, cutting boards. I want to build my own ukulele. I want to build a couple electric guitars just to do it. Um, but can't really do that, here. Where was I going next? Oh, I need to go put this. Actually, you know what? I think it may be time to go do some villager trading. Well, he's not letting me in here. Grab some of the. Well, let's grab some of these beets too. They do look like bigger radishes. All I'm able to see now, John, is radishes. Y'all see that? There's a glitch. I need to plant some more beetroots. I like root vegetables. They're easy to grow. Here, we're going to save these seeds. I've got so much junk on me. I don't want to run around emptying it. We're just going to unload it here. I'm taking that. All right, everything else is going with me. Not that, but these. Let's take a bunch of these with us. There should be plenty. Oh, I could have run inside and unloaded my stuff because I got to go in there to get the pumpkins. What do you think about my netherite sword? Look at that. That's the bee's knees right there, buddy. All right, let's take these pumpkins. Let's take these. I call it hay. That's all I got to trade. We'll take these just in case. All right. Thanks. Appreciate it. I wish they let me design my Java one. So Bedrock has a built-in skin designer. Java's, you got to actually draw it with pixels and stuff. I don't know how to do it. Did I ever tell you about the time my friends and I stole a truckload of chickens? Probably not a story y'all want to hear. I'm sorry, it might keep running against my shirt. Let me move it. I've been saying I need to actually do a video about this. I think I've told this story on live stream before. I keep saying I need to do a video just telling about it so it's there. Farmer Johnson. What's up, Joshua? How you doing? What in the world? I did not mean to click on that. He'll let me have 6. He's acting up. Where'd he come back? I wasn't done with you. There we go. Now we get the discount. Whole lot of carrots. Look, you give me a discount, or I get a discount trading pumpkins now. All right. There we go. Let's go find another farmer. Hey, you. Oh, he ain't taking carrots no more, I guess. All right, let's go find the beet farmer. Dude, where'd you go? Is he one of the ones that died, or is he in the house? Oh, we've lost the farmer. Stupid villager down. Yeah, we've lost. Probably idiot wandered off. Yeah, he don't do beat. Now he wants 8. Well, still a good haul. We got a stack in 10. I'm not going to complain about that. No, not yet. And I'm glad you remind me. And Jeff is his name, and you spelled it right. Hang on, I'm going to send it to him in a text. Even though he's in this same house, I think he's got headphones on wherever he's at. All right, I just texted him. So there was this one time when I was young and dumb. 3 buddies of mine and I rented a house. This is the first place I lived on my own. Now y'all got to consider. I grew up in very conservative home. Like I cannot overstate how conservative it was. And so we went a little wild. You also got to remember, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. So this is like, 96, 97. I've moved out on my own. First place, it's just mine. I say just mine. I got roommates. But let's get beside the fire and have a talk. Anyway, so I'm let's say these 3 buddies of mine. Now, one of our roommates is like me, come very sheltered, very strict home, very strict uprising. Um, the other 2 roommates did not have that, and they were also a little bit older than us too. I was not yet even 21. I might not have been 20. I don't remember. Needless to say, we went wild when we moved out. Um, to the point that this was a huge house. It 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, no 3 baths, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2 living rooms, kitchen, dining room, huge house. It was on a couple acres, and it was surrounded behind us with cow pastures and on one side a chicken farm. And we had one neighbor across the road and one to the other side. Now we rented this house in 1996, 97 for $400 a month. Yeah, I think it was either 400 or 440. We did a lot of alcohol consumption in this house. To the point that one of our older roommates was like, "Why is there beer in the shower?" And the other roommate that was, from a similar background as me, and I both same time said, "Because I was drinking a beer in the shower." And we're like, oh, I thought it was bad. And then one roommate goes, why would you drink a beer in the shower? And both of us responded, because I can. Like I said, we went a little crazy. Um, we was having parties there. And the place got out of hand. I couldn't live like this anymore. But the place got out of hand. On a night that there was not a party, we'd have 50 people there. And I said, that was not a party. If there was a party, there might be 100, 150 people there. We're in the middle of nowhere. And also, we're in a stretch of nowhere that's, we're between two police jurisdictions. And so it's up to the county, but it's just a strip of county that's completely surrounded by cities. So the county doesn't even bother coming out there often. So we did what we wanted. We was having a party one night. There's about 150 of us. Some of the teaks from the University of Alabama had come up and party with us. So it was like a redneck / fraternity party. And two of my roommates, myself, and another guy I grew up with, we've kind of separated ourselves from the party, and we were looking over at the chicken farm. And we're like, what do you reckon's in those chicken houses? I'm like, well, I reckon there's some chickens in them chicken houses. Huh, you think so? I think so. Well, let's go look. So we all four ran, and this is back when I could run, ran across the pasture and broke into that chicken house. Now, this is a commercial operation, so we're talking one of those gigantic metal buildings that's as long as 3 football fields, and a football field wide. This thing's huge. That kind of, like Tyson came and got the chickens from this chicken farm. We open it up and we go in there, and there's baby chicks everywhere. Everywhere. And now we're skunked. Like we are like at the stupid with the giggles level of drunk. And we're like, oh my God, that's a lot of chickens. What are we going to do? We can get some and start our own chicken ranch. Chicken ranch is what we called it. And we're like, well, how are we going to do that? We're like, let's go back to the house. We'll make a plan. So we run across the field back to the house. We're like, all right, here's the deal. And we're standing next to my truck. This time I was driving a little Ford Ranger. And we're like, everybody grab a bucket or a box or whatever and run over, grab the chickens. We're going to bring them out and dump them in bed of Dell's truck. So we're like, all right. I grabbed like a 5-gallon paint bucket. One of my roommates, who is now a police officer, he grabs the box that the beer came in, the 24-pack of beer. Just everybody has got a box or bucket. And we run back across the field and we're throwing chickens like in our buckets. And the one thing that stands out to me, the one roommate that's now a cop, he looks at me, he's like, don't slow down. Just throw them in the bucket. They'll be all right later. As he's chunking chickens in this Miller Lite box. So we're each full. And we're like, okay, let's go. Like we was, organized or something. So we take off running back across the field into our yard, and we dump all these chickens in the bed of my truck. So we're sitting there and we're counting them. And I don't know how many we got. We kept losing count in the 40s. So we always said we had 42, 43 chickens. And we're so proud of ourselves. We're like, we're never going to buy chickens again. We're going to have all the chickens we need to eat for the rest of our life on our chicken ranch. We're so smart. I mean, we just sitting there praising ourselves. And we're like, wait a minute. where are we going to keep them? Well, in the backyard. They're like, yeah, but if those chickens over there see them, they'll know they're theirs. They'll know they belong to them. And so we're like, oh crap, I don't want to go to jail over a chicken ranch. What are we going to do? And we're like, we got to take them back. So we rebucket all these chickens and run them all the way back and dump them back in that chicken house. Lock it back up, come back home to play with the 4 chickens that we kept. One of which my buddy, I'm not going to say names, I'm removing the names, protect the guilty, took a black marquee, a black Sharpie marker, and drew a stripe on its head and named it, of course, Stripe. And he's gonna keep it as his pet. Till the Rottweiler found it and ate it in one bite. Well, what makes this story better is a few months later, we go back. It was like 6 months later. Same situation, big party. We're drunk. What do you think the chickens are doing? You think they miss us? Well, let's go check them out. So we run back over there, and a house full of full-grown chickens. The one buddy who had marked the one with a stripe was like, oh my God, it's Stripe. I'm calling him Jack from now on. He wants to go with me. He remembers me. And we're trying to explain to him those are not the same chickens. Like, not a single chicken in that house is the same chicken. But he would not hear that. He steals this full-grown chicken, brings it back to our house at night. The next morning, puts it in the passenger side of his 86 model Porsche and drives it back to Tuscaloosa where he's enrolled at the University of Alabama. And he named the chicken Jack after Jack Daniels. And he kept that chicken. Like, it eventually died, but like, he kept that chicken. Like, that was his new pet, was that chicken named Jack. And he was convinced, at least when we were drunk, that it was the same chicken that apparently he forgot the dog ate, that he drew a stripe on its head from 6 months earlier. So yeah, we stole a truckload of chickens, but then took them back. The truckload is, small truckload. Had one roommate who was not raised up around firearms like I was. In fact, I was the only person in the house that owned guns, and which meant I was also the one that was in charge of making sure they were not handled by drunken idiots. I always locked them up. Right? I was ready to do a food truck back before that was a thing. But the one roommate who'd never really been around guns before, he thought it was just hilarious that you put bird shot in a 12 gauge and shoot it at an angle up in the air and it would rain down. You'd hear it rain down on the tin roof of the chicken house. So one night, like I said, I'd kind of got to the point where I didn't like to get drunk all the time, so I ended up being sober Sally. And later in life, that same friend would get, whenever he'd get mad at me for being sober Sally, started calling me President Bush because I thought I was the ruler of everybody when they were drunk and I was sober. He would get out there and we'd shoot bottle rockets. And then I would just fire blast in the air and had him convinced that when the bottle rocket exploded was, I was hitting it. It exploded like that because it was that good of a shot. And I let him shoot it just one time. And he was convinced, I did it. I shot a bottle rocket out of the air. I mean, we were foolish children. But yeah, I could always I could get them to chill out. If they were drunk, I'd just go grab a 12 gauge and shoot it across the pasture and let the BBs rain down on the tin roof of the chicken house, and they'd be like, oh, "Do it again." Oh, we were so dumb. Caught the house on fire with the bonfire by accident one time. The house was L shaped, and like I said, it was a huge house too. And so, we're just having a bonfire in the front yard, in the L, because we was like, it's just perfect. And we got it a little too close to the house one time, and it got a little too large. We had to hose the house down. Oh, Aiden, man, you ain't got this place was insane. Like it was literally crazy. But it also, I can't believe I lived like that because like I said we all worked at Lowe's together back then, and which was 40 miles away, and we'd all come home from work, and there'd be people inside our house. Be like, what's going on, guys? Like, oh, we decided we want to come up and party y'all this week. We took the key off the tree. Yeah, we kept a key nailed to the tree, so if anybody wanted in, because somebody's gonna break in and rob from us, we're gonna use a key anyway. And I don't know how. Like I said, it was divine protection. I mean, it was the will of providence that kept us alive through those years of between that house and the apartment we moved into after that. The stupid stuff we'd do, like we'd like to get, especially in the summertime when it was nice and hot, leave the bar at 2 a.m. and be like, "Oh, let's go jump in the river." And the place that we like to jump in the river was the part of the river that was like you weren't supposed to swim in because it had a super dangerous undertow. It was where an island split the main current, and 3 or 4 people every summer have died from getting caught in an undertow for as long as I've been alive. But we'd get drunk, be like, let's swim over to the island, which was snake infested, at 3 a.m. It was okay to do that during the day because during the day in the summer, there'd be 30 people down there. But in the middle of the night, nope. Just me and my buddies out there being dumb. Whatever we thought it would take to, impress whatever ladies was with us. Yeah, it was always something dumb. We had fun though. We had a lot of fun, but there's no way. If I desired to live that lifestyle again, I couldn't do it. I literally could not keep up. But yeah, we did some dumb stuff, and we didn't keep it local either. I mean, sometimes we go to Nashville, sometimes we go to the beach. I know one time we went to sat on the spur of the moment, like literally. Have you net one of our buddies had never seen the ocean? We're like, you've really never seen the ocean? And he's like, no. I'm like, all right, let's go. Literally jumped in the Danger Ranger, that's what we called my truck, and drove the 7 hours to the beach just because. But yeah, so that's that. Didn't mean to get off all of that. I was going to tell about the chickens, and I could tell another stuff. I don't know if I'm get on later, guys. Um, but I am about to run for now. Um, I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. John, Aiden, my enemy. I appreciate y'all coming here and talking to me, y'all. I know I say this every time, but I mean it. Y'all don't. I don't think y'all can. I don't think y'all realize how much it helps. Just be able to get on here and chit chat while I play a game, or whatever. Um, I'm gonna, like I said, I may come back later. If I do, I hope I see y'all. But again, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all, and I hope I get to talk to y'all again soon. But I'm gonna get off here for now and go take care of a few things. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. You are too. See you later, Aiden.